right, moving on to our next one, we have JaroInspect. Gareth, are you with us?
I am.
Great to see you. Let me read a quick introduction, and then the floor will be yours. Ascent Software Group has built a prop tech solution called Jaro, a complete suite of appraisal-focused products that elevate both the customer and appraiser experience. Jaro is the only true end-to-end appraisal platform on the market that was built to serve every party in the valuation process. Gareth, tell us more.
Perfect. Thanks, Jennifer. So I am going to share today a demo of our JaroInspect tool, which is for appraisal modernization and scanning and creating a floor plan in a house. You got permission to do this as a video as we go through and show you actual scanning of a house that I did. This is based on the iPhone and iPad Pro lidar technology. And we are going to complete a complete PDR, PDC for appraisal modernization in this. As you can see here, we have essentially the structure of a house. I'm going to be scanning level 1 here. I'm going to click on interior scan, and I'm going to do this with an iPad and scan the entire house. And as you watch us do this, you should be able to see how intuitive this interface is and how quickly we can scan a house and get a full floor plan in doing this. Right now, I'm just getting it calibrated by scanning up and down on the walls. And then as you go through, you'll see that the software will draw the lines for you to make sure you're capturing all of the walls on the property. I'm going to go through, make sure I get the height of each of the rooms and grab this and do this. It will turn green as you see that I have completed a room. And I'm going to go through and apologize for those that might get sick watching this, but it is a real live walking around the house doing this. This is a 2,200 square foot, one level home that I did. And I was able to complete the full PDR PDC product in 21 minutes, which is a very impressive quick time to be able to do this. And as I go through, you're also going to see that I'm taking pictures. That's what happens when the screen goes black. And I'm taking pictures of each room so that we get all of that data collection. We also will use some image AI to pre-fill some of the data, identify the rooms automatically for the people. You can also see some cool things like where the camera is on the screen of where I was standing when I took the last photo. I'm going to go in, do the same thing here in the bathroom. I'm going to capture the bathtub, the toilet, all of that's the image AI that's being done on that. And then it'll also happen on the sink as I turn around, and I will capture these pictures going through and doing this. And again, you can see how quick this is, how intuitive it is for capturing all of the data about this. You also don't have to worry about scanning things like closets and other things like that, because the system is very aware of where you are relative to the other rooms in the home that you're doing, which allows for us to quickly automatically fill in kind of the dead spaces and categorize what those things are, as you'll see when we get to the editing. I'm going to go through and keep scanning this, doing another bedroom. And what I really think is important about our technology here is how, again, quickly we do this. A lot of the other solutions that are out in the market right now, they require the inspector to spend up to an hour sometimes in the home, or it requires a lengthy process post being at the home to capture and do the floor plan. That's not the case with this software. We can complete the entire product while we're on site and submit it, even if you have Wi-Fi service on your iPhone or your iPad, even submit it up in through the API and get this generated and the validations done with the GSEs in their new APIs, which we are approved on the new UPD data spec for both the Freddie and Fannie products, and going through and doing this. So you'll see that I'm going to continue going through. We're not going to do the entire house for the sake of the video, but I'm going to go through and, again, capture this. You're going to see me get the rest of these walls, go through and do this. There is a garage and another bedroom. They get scanned here. And you'll just see me take a few more pictures and kind of identify a few key things like the sink, which will pre-fill all of that information in the report as needed for the property data collection thing there, as it highlights there in blue, getting an oven range picture as well, which is required. And we do all of this to generate essentially a live floor plan with all of the pictures that are needed for the entire product, getting an accurate square footage that's ANSI compliant for everything that we do. So as this finishes up, show you a little bit of how the floor plan editing works. So this is what it auto-generated, and there's a few things that just need to be cleaned up, some extra walls we need to take out of bathrooms, things like that. You'll notice that there are little dots on the screen everywhere. That's exactly where I was standing and which direction I was facing when I took pictures, which you'll see. But we've got quite a bit of capability here. Relabel some of the rooms it didn't auto-detect, and then I'm gonna clean up some of the walls and some of the tight quarters that do that. But you'll notice that it captures, again, closets that were drawn that I didn't actually scan and get there or get an accurate square footage of those. And you can see how easy it is to clean this up and generate what these, all of the items that are here, add in a door, go through and do that. I'm gonna add and connect that wall behind this pantry here and relabel that as we clean this up and generate that, and use some of the auto adjustments there to get that cleaned up. So I'm gonna label that a pantry, go through and do this. And it's pretty amazing that we were able to do this entire thing. Again, you can look at the time stamp up in the top left-hand corner of the iPad, but we did this in, again, 21 minutes for a full product with all the data collection that's needed. So I'm mainly doing some of this cleanup here, again, for the way that the GSEs want the floor plans, but you can use our floor plans for other use cases. So this is the full floor plan with it being done. I can click on, view all the pictures in context of where they are in the room, which I think is a nice experience, especially from a QC. You'll notice on the left here that the entire data set, all those rooms were auto-created, identified, and the square footage was calculated. So 1,700 square feet, and then there's the garage on top of that, which is calculated separately for those purposes. So you can see how we can fill in the different data sets in doing this, which then makes sure that the property data collector has full validation. Now here you can see the kitchen is the entire room there. So I'm gonna actually go back in now and add some, basically some segmentation lines to take open areas and create other rooms in this, which is really nice. And it allows you to kind of create some of these open space areas and divide them into other items. So I'm gonna draw a room here, calculate that and do that as a dining room. And then I'm gonna draw another line to segment the kitchen off from the living room here. And you'll notice that it auto-identified the living that time because it had the information in there that was needed. And I'm just gonna adjust these lines. I'm a little bit OCD on how I like them straight. And it recalculates those, and you can see that it automatically moved those pictures directly into those rooms and created those in for the calculations and how this all gets done from doing this. And as you can see here, it will collect the rest of the data, and we do have a validation script that will run at the very end, and the property data collector can do that. And then one final thing before we finish up, I also want to show you the ability that we have with this technology to do just an exterior scan. So I'm going to do a very similar process. This exterior scan is more akin to an appraisal itself. And I'm just going to walk around the property and get an outside measurement of this first floor here. And I do this, it takes about 3 minutes for me to walk around the property. We're not going to show the whole thing for the purposes of this demo, but we do have the unedited video here. But you'll see as I walk around and capture this, it's drawing those lines, showing you what is being done. And I can quickly clean that up, and I get, again, the entire house in there, which we could then use the editing tools to go and draw some lines on it. So that from kind of start to finish there is the technology. Again, just to highlight a couple of the key points, I think the ability that we have to, one, embed the images where they were taken in the rooms, the ability to do the entire thing with validation of exactly what you did before you leave the property, and then, of course, the speed to complete this, I think are all great things for us to be able to do for the GSE products here and appraisal modernization and what we're trying to do and speed that up. With that, I will go ahead and stop sharing and take questions.
Garrett, thank you for taking us through JaroInspect. Super cool. With that, I want to jump into some questions. How does the technology really redefine the appraisal process, and what advantages does it offer over conventional appraisal methods?
Yeah, so the appraisal modernization efforts, obviously the requirement to allow somebody other than an appraiser to go out to the house, I think will speed up the process overall so that there's more vendors available in the space to fulfill these products. Again, I think some of the complaints that people have had about these products is that it's been very difficult for people to get these done. It's a different mentality, especially with it taking an hour for some of the other products in the market. People are used to an appraiser only spending 15 to 20 minutes in the home. And so the validations that we provide, the quality that we get, and then the immediate feedback on this will, I think, allow this product to be a little bit more adopted in the industry and hopefully provide a better value proposition to everyone in there.
And what are your thoughts on the ongoing appraisal modernization efforts initiated by the GSEs?
I think that they're good overall. Appraisers have their doubts. Obviously, we need to make sure that the people that are going out to these properties understand what they're doing. I also think that the data packet that appraisers get, should these products be upgraded into a hybrid appraisal where they are required to do a desktop, need to be better validated. And that's where a lot of this comes in handy. Their ability to validate the floor plan, look at the pictures inside of that. This provides the appraiser a much closer process to what they would do if they went through the home, rather than them just relying on kind of photos where you can't really see the house in context, because a lot of appraisers really focus in on functional obsolescence is the technical term. And this is a really important thing, I think, for us to be able to collect good data, because once we have good data and good validation, then we can move the needle on these appraisal modernization efforts.
So this technology looks great. It's a super cool platform. It looks really intuitive from my end. What are some notable applications or projects that you're currently working on developing beyond traditional appraisal contexts?
Yeah, so beyond the traditional appraisal, we think that the floor plan experience with those pictures embedded creates a much better buying experience too. We're trying to work with some MLS partners and some different people to get this technology in the hand of realtors for listings and create that opportunity in there. There's also other use cases that we're exploring around home inspections and different things like this. A lot of people need the ability to have a floor plan for their home for remodeling, improvements, all of that stuff. So anywhere that we can do data collection in a home and provide a better output is what we're going to be trying to work on.
Very interesting. Well, Gareth, thank you so much for taking us through JaroInspect. Really cool technology. With that, I will hand things back to Jennifer.